What's up, everybody? It's Tuesday. You're very welcome to the Late Night Agenda here on the Anfield Agenda. I'm your host, Craig, a clean shaven, as you can see today, host Craig. How are we all doing out there? Anything happened tonight? Any games around or anything like that? I couldn't know. You wouldn't know from social media, would you? United, were they playing tonight? You know those unbeatable bunch of Reds, those United fans? Huh? Wink, wink. Look, banter is banter. We push on. How's everyone doing? How are we tonight? Hope you're all keeping well. Welcome. We've got a lot to talk about from a Liverpool point of view. Obviously, the Champions League is back as well, which is good to see. Always good to get to watch the best play the best. The best playing the best will be taking place next week. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Too many of those wink, wink, nudge, nudges, Craig. Come on now. We're ain't that shit in. We're only starting here. Kylian Mbappe's some player though, isn't he? Honest to God. We spoke about him a little bit last night. Woo! What a player. Anyway, good enough for them. Back to a dose of reality there for Manchester United ahead of the Reds' visit to Old Trafford. Oh, God. Where do we start tonight? Who have we got? Andrew Robinson, Graham Holmes, A.H. Gaiman, Paul Turner, Paul Holmes. Who have we got? Origi, Mossy Hyo, Tippy, Tom Boland, Fibble11. How are we? Or Fibble111, sorry. LUFC Davis in as well, Troy Francis. Loads and loads. Clark Foot. Excuse me if I've missed anybody. There's loads of names. Guys, how the hell are we? Great to have you all in. Fresh trim on the face, yes. On the head, no. It's only just grown, but she's growing. She is growing. Verratti, School, Pogba. I've said for a long time, Marco Verratti is one of my dream midfielders to have at Liverpool. I mean, obviously it ain't going to happen now, but you can see the guy uses class. He really is absolute quality. We'll get on to the Liverpool stuff. We'll get on to the centre-back stuff. Do you know what's really funny? The image you're seeing of Steven Gerrard lifting the trophy, I promise you that isn't actually there to try and wind up United fans. I promise you it isn't. This is something we decided hours ago. No matter what happened tonight, we just said, here, can I stick that up? Sure, it's Champions League week. We might as well make ourselves smile and stick up El Stevie G, lifting the Champions League trophy. Anthony Peters said, Mark and his co-commentator have lost their heads. I'm not going to lie, guys. I treated myself to 5 minutes before I came on. I had to. It's been so long since I watched anything on YouTube. I jumped over there to see how Mark and the boys were reacting to that. In fairness, Mark wasn't too bad in the watch-a-lot or the post-match show. Maybe he'd calmed down a little bit. I don't know, but it was shocking. It really was. From a Manchester United perspective, and look, we don't give a shit about Manchester United, but from their perspective, that wasn't great. It wasn't good enough. They're not going through. People will tell you they're still in the tie. They're not. It's over. They're not going over there and not conceding or beating Paris Saint-Germain by 3 goals. So look, it is what it is for them, but we'll talk about our game next week. The Champions League will be back proper. The big boys will be back next week. The proper football will start. PSG fans were louder than the United fans. LMA, again, this isn't a dig at United fans, but they were very loud. They really were. Sometimes these things can be a little bit misleading because it depends on where the microphones are inside the stadium, but no, they were louder. They were, and they were from start to finish. They were singing and bouncing, and sure, look, they had something to sing about at the end, didn't they? Sam S is in. How are you, Sam? Great to have you in, pal. Hello, Craig. Currently playing video games, but listening in. Nice. I couldn't do that, Charlene. I'm not able to multitask like that. I'm only a man. I couldn't be doing these things, multitasking. No, seriously, I can't. I'm stupid and stuff like that. Even reading my phone here and trying to keep a conversation going, I couldn't do it at the same time. Dave, how are we? PSG 2-0. Yeah, 2-0 to them. And could have been more. I mean, only for David De Gea made a save as well from Mbappe. It could have been more. What's Porto? Militao looks some player, said Paul Watterson. That one finished 2-1, didn't it, to Roma? PSG have lubed them up. Now we're going to shaft them. Was anybody here watching BT? If anybody was, you would have probably heard Rio Ferdinand twice mention that Paris Saint-Germain got something at Anfield. That they didn't lose, that they got a point, or they got something at Anfield. They got fuck all at Anfield. They got beaten 3-2, Mr. Ferdinand. That was really annoying me during that one. Ferdinand needs to learn his shit before he goes on and starts talking out of his arsehole. I mean, to be fair, he spent a lot of time defending Mike Ashley, didn't he? Not because his gear is on silent Sports Direct. Nothing to do with that, Mr. Ferdinand. But I don't give a shit about that, Rio. But what I do give a shit about is when he starts saying the Paris Saint-Germain came to Anfield and got anything other than a 3-2 loss. You know, we need to correct these experts. Old Trafford, the only stadium in Manchester with no empty seats, said Stephen Richards. That's one thing I will give them. Their fans were there. Will you ever drop merch? Yes, Louis, we will. But we're not. You should know us by now, Louis. We're not about pushing shit. We're not about selling shit. We're not about dragging in money. The only thing you'll ever hear me push for or beg for on here as subscribers, because I want to hit 10k this season. But yeah, Louis, we will do some merch. We're working on it at the minute, actually. Myself and Connor are talking about a few designs that we want to put out there. I just didn't think we were big enough. Hand on heart, Louis, I didn't think we were big enough to start selling merch yet. Rio is a wanker. Fukum, said Louis. De Gea made 2 boss saves, should have been 4-0, exactly. And Claire, as I said the other night on the show, he's asking for 350k a week at United, apparently. Give it to him. Give David De Gea that money. He deserves it. He's by far the best player at the club, has been for a very long time. Yeah, you can say Pogba's coming into form, no denying that. He was invisible tonight, though. Apart from picking up a yellow. And that referee seemed to be on a mission to just dish out yellow cards, didn't he? Every foul, yellow card, yellow card, yellow card. Something like in the first half, I think 35 or 40% of the fouls ended up in bookings. It was ridiculous. I was watching the West Brom game and not United, said Boya. That one finished 2-2. Is that right, Boya, if memory serves correct? Didn't Rodriguez get a late penalty or something? We love United, we do. You love United, we do. Oh, United, we love you. Do you know what, Henry? Fair play. And I mean that sincerely. If you're a United fan, pal, coming in, I sincerely mean that. I love to see people supporting their team through thick and thin, mate. So no banter here from me. It's not. I'm Manchester Steve. I love Kylian Mbappe. I think the whole world loves Kylian Mbappe, to be fair. He's one hell of a footballer, isn't he? I mean, jokes aside, what a guy he is. I would buy merch, said Anfield Agenda Lover. Someday we'll get it out there. We'll get it out there. But as you know, we don't push it. We don't like try and drag money out of people. It's not what we're about. We're all about chat, fun, laughs. But yeah, we will get some merch out there. It's just making sure that they're right and they're good, and we'll get it out there though at some point. Very good point, Origi, and I should probably have started off the show with that. The world of football lost a legend when Gordon Banks sadly passed away. I'm sure most of you know that. Gordon Banks, one of the finest goalkeepers of my lifetime. Yeah, he was a little bit before me, really, but I mean, I know all about Gordon Banks. I mean, that save from Pele is probably his most famous save, probably one of the most famous saves in the world. So the game has truly lost a legend in Gordon Banks. So rest in peace, Gordon Banks. Yeah, as I said, it's been a very sad time for football recently, hasn't it? But Gordon Banks had a long, storied, celebrated career, and congratulations to him on that wonderful career, and of course thoughts to his family and everybody that he played with that's alive. Yeah, one of the greats, absolutely one of the greats. So rest in peace, Gordon Banks. Was Pogba sent off? I didn't see the end, Claire. I left with about 10 minutes to go to come up here and set up. That's fun. You know what? Doesn't surprise me at all. Doesn't surprise me at all if he was. Oh yeah, he was as well. Look, 89th minute. Well, that's him fucked for the return leg as well then, isn't it? That's grand. Not a bother out with that one then. Not a hope of those going through. LFC versus Bayern. Predicting 4-3 first leg, 2-0 second leg. It'll be interesting, Graham. It will. It really, really will. And we'll talk about the Liverpool game, and we'll talk about the Liverpool problem at the back with centre backs. I'll go into a little bit more detail as well through that. I'm sure you've all read it like me. You've been seeing these things floating around and having a read of them. You will definitely hit 10k 100%, said Sam. Thank you, Sam. I really hope so. If anybody is watching, by the way, and they're just tuning in, as you can see, we're only 27 subscribers away now from 8,500 subs. So if you're watching, regardless of what club you are, if you just like coming in and chatting to fans and you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, please do hit that button and drop a subscribe onto the old channel and get us to that 8.5. Referee was a hero, Craig, said Amric. I don't know, man. I thought it was a poor refereeing display. All jokes aside, I didn't see why Pogba was sent off. I know it was a second yellow, so I can't comment on that one. But in the first half, I thought he was giving away a lot of yellows for very, very basic stuff. And then in the second half, there was a situation where I can't remember which PSG player, it might have been Mbappe, but I can't say for certain, went down in the United half. The ref didn't give it. And then United went down the other end on the right hand side with Rashford, and he was clearly brought down, and the ref, just to even it out, didn't give that either, which I thought was, shitty refereeing. But you've got to put up with these things. God knows we've had a fair share of shitty decisions this year. The ref was at fault for United. I don't know what that means, mate. R.I.P. Gordon Banks. Saw his last game at Anfield when he walked around the ground with Shanks. Have you seen Mane's Instagram story? I have not, Luke. I don't really go onto Instagram much, buddy. October told me you think we're doing a fantastic job on Twitter, Craig. Thank you. I love being part of the crew. No, Charlie, and thank you on October for doing that wonderful job. I love reading through the account. It's great. You guys are doing a brilliant job, and long may it continue. What's it got? Where's the how many yellows comment? I didn't quite read that one out. Something like 7 or 8 yellows left. Let me just check. I have it open here now, so maybe 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 if you include Pogba's second yellow. 10 fucking yellow cards in a game. Come on. Was it that dirty of a game? I told United, I told Mark when I spoke to him, I told him what to expect when they were playing Paris Saint-Germain. They're going to stop the game, they're going to be diving around the floor, they're going to be falling down at every opportunity, they're not going to give you a chance to get any rhythm together. And that's exactly what happened. I don't think Paris Saint-Germain are that great of a side. I really don't. I mean, we beat them at Anfield, we could have beaten them easier, and we didn't play well away from home. And we lost, but we didn't lose too badly. Kimpembe should have been sent off, said Louis. Look, we'll go through all that stuff a little bit later on. Let's switch over to why people are really here to talk about Liverpool. Some stories caught my eye today, actually, and one of them, I'm not sure if you guys have seen this, but various media outlets today have suggested that Daniel Sturridge may actually end up signing for Spurs in the summer. Obviously, we all know his contract with the Reds is up at the end of June, I believe. It would certainly be an interesting story, wouldn't it, if he ended up at Spurs? Any thoughts on this? Has anybody else seen this, by the way? I think it started in the Mirror originally, I think. But yeah, it's definitely been in a few media outlets today. Sturridge to Spurs? Anyone have any thoughts on that either way? Good move for them, bad move for them? I'm not happy he's leaving Liverpool. That's absolutely the wrong thing to say. I mean, I look back on Daniel Sturridge's time at Liverpool with a lot of fondness, but I think his best days are behind him. I think we can safely say that one. So if he does go to Spurs, I wouldn't be too worried personally. I've nothing but respect for Daniel Sturridge. I won't speak badly of the guy. I know he had his injury issues, we can talk about that, but seems like a lovely lad. Scored some wonderful goals for our football club. I won't speak badly of him, but it would just be an odd one for me if he went to Spurs. You look like a Harry Krishner. Fuck you. With all the love and respect, Stephen. I do actually a little bit. Look, but she's growing, Stephen. That's the main thing. Day by day, millimetre by millimetre, the hair's growing. Can't see Levy paying Daniel 120 grand a week with his injury records. It's a fair shout going at, and that's kind of was going through my head as well when I heard about it. Great pictures of the squad training in Marbella. Gobshites chatting nerves and shit to check it out. I did see the pictures actually. We've got a few of them up. Charlene in October put a few lovely pictures up on the Twitter account. They look like they're having some fun, and that's what you want to see. That's what it's all about. Going there, taking some of the pressure off, relaxing, change the scenery, work on some stuff, get a bit of sun on the old back. What more do you want? 3 fucking points, says you, Craig. 3 points is what we want. Sturridge to Spurs makes sense for them. They need a backup striker, said Boya. The thing is though, mate, is he even reliable as backup? That's the thing now. In fairness to him, this season, he seems to have been through most of the season without any major injury concerns at all so far, so I'll give him that one. But on a free contract, I would imagine his wages will be quite hefty. And as somebody pointed out, you know, Daniel Levy is a crafty negotiator, and he won't be handing out 200 grand a week, 170 grand a week, anything like that to Daniel Sturridge. I'm still better than Robbo. Good man, Oxlade-Chamberlain. You gotta love Oxlade-Chamberlain. Heard about it on Sky News or something. Good luck to him if he does go, said Louise. Sturridge's not good enough for Spurs, said Pedro. He's better than fucking Llorente. I mean, Llorente is absolute geek. All Irish support Liverpool, said Matteo or Matteo. I'm not sure which way you pronounce it. I'll go with Matteo, if that's okay. Do you know what, mate? I'd say it's almost 50-50 between my mates, between Liverpool and United fans. Free signing cover for Kane makes sense, said Greg Duffy. That late winner against Chelsea, though, I mean, yes, mate, absolutely. And that goal, I know it didn't come to anything, but the goal he scored in the Europa League final was absolutely brilliant. Sturridge will be a mental signing for any club, can be relied on, or can't be relied on physically, said Brian, sorry. Sturridge won't get played over Candy Kane. He definitely wouldn't start ahead of him now. He'd probably get a pay-as-you-play if he went to Spurs. There's no way, Ella, he'd sign that deal. And that's the thing. He knows he could go now and get a decent contract somewhere. I mean, defo in excess of 100, 120 grand a week. So it would make absolutely no sense for him to sign a pay-as-you-play deal. He's in too strong of a negotiating position to accept that. Bolly's last minute equaliser last night should have defo been a foul on the keeper. I disagree. I disagree on that one. And I can understand 100%. I can understand arguments either way on this, and everybody has merit in what they're saying, Dave. So I just think he was up before the keeper, and I can see what you're going to be talking about, that his hand was on the keeper's shoulders, but it seemed almost natural to me because he got up before the keeper. Now, the keeper should have punched it. The keeper should have got a hand at it and got it away, but I honestly don't think it was a foul, but I can respect your side of things and thinking that it was a foul, and I can completely see where you're coming from. I guess this is just a personal thing. Of course, if it was against Liverpool, I'd be screaming for a foul. 100%. If we sell Sturridge, can we have Lazar back? No. That ship unfortunately has sailed, Stephen. We're just going to have to make do with the fact that we're never going to see him or Ragnar Klavan in a Liverpool shirt again, unfortunately. How can Everton be in ninth? They should be in the relegation zone. I looked at the table there together last night and I thought to myself, how the fuck are they still in ninth place? I mean, how many games do they have to lose before they actually fall down the table? It's crazy. What else we got? Danny, how are you, mate? Great to have you in. Conor McGregor supports United. Does he though? I think he supports Liverpool. This is the weird thing. I heard True Geordie in his documentary say that he grew up supporting United. But I swear I've seen videos of Conor McGregor talking about supporting Liverpool. I swear I have. I couldn't be imagining that. All my mates are United fans. I'm the only Liverpool one, said Ella. Yeah, there were quite a few. I mean, I'd say it's a fairly close split. Lots of comments being deleted. Let them troll. Do you know what, mate? I'm not seeing any of them being deleted. Leave them in. I don't know what they're trolling us about. We're not the ones that got our asses handed to us tonight, in all fairness. Salah was linked with Juve for 190. We spoke about that last night, Fibble. 197 million because they wanted to replace Dybala because he hasn't been doing that well. But it's not. There's no truth to it, mate. They can't afford it. It's as simple as that. With Ronaldo there, with Ramsey coming in on, what is he on? Something with like 350 grand a week, something like that, 400 grand a week. I don't see how they can afford it, mate. Nor will we sell at this moment in time. What is Sarri ball? A fucking myth, Dave, is what Sarri ball is. Can we talk about Alisson? Hasn't been great the last few weeks, but got a good game against Bournemouth. Can we talk about him? What do you think? Yeah, absolutely, pal. Yes, that's a good point to talk about. Alisson, how's everybody finding Alisson's season? It's tough to be critical of a goalkeeper that has 14 clean sheets, but at the same time, I understand where Origi's coming from there. There's been a couple of instances where at his feet he's made a few fuck ups. We have to hold our hands up to that one. There's also been a couple of strikes that I think he might have been able to do a little bit better on, but again, it's just so hard to criticise a keeper that has 14 clean sheets. And I know it's not just the keeper that keeps the clean sheets, it's the defence, it's the midfield, even the attack. Hell, you can defend from the front, but it is tough to talk badly of a keeper with 14 clean sheets. But I do think there is some merit to what you're saying. He has had a couple of times this year where he's made errors. I mean, a couple of them very well documented. Leicester City, for one, as an example. So yeah, I get where you're coming from, and I'm happy to read out anyone's comments if anyone does have anything on Alisson that they want to talk about. Sturridge is a West Ham signing, not a Spurs signing. That's a shout, Brian. That is a shout. Actually, Brian, I wanted to try and have a chat with you at some point. Bear with me one sec. Sorry, dry mouth. I wanted to see, Brian, if you wanted to perhaps come up to my place sometime and do some watch-alongs together, and we just get more than one of us on here at some point while the season's ending up. Now, I know it's a bit of a drive, Brian, so I'll leave it with you, pal, but get in touch anyway and we'll talk it through. United were shocking tonight, said Liam. They were, and you know what, I had not an insignificant chunk on United to win that game tonight, and even Pogba to score, but they were shocking, absolutely shocking. Did they even test Buffon? I can't remember. But in fairness, PSG deserve massive credit as well. They didn't allow United to gain a rhythm or gain a foothold in the game. They were very, very clever in how they managed it. God the good one, how are you, pal? Sturridge to LA Galaxy. There's no way they'd be able to afford his wages, I don't think. Now, I know that they have the rule about the marquee players, is that what it's called? But yeah, I just don't see that one happening. But you'd imagine it would be the perfect move from a lifestyle perspective over to LA. the rap scene, the acting scene, all that stuff. Sam, how are you? Sam Haas, great to have you in. Did you see how quickly the Manx cleared out Old Trafford? Loyal my bollocks, said Darren Maguire. Yeah, I don't know what to say, Darren. I've been very respectful of Manchester United over the past few weeks, as anyone who's been in here will know. But they were shite tonight, and there's no two ways about that. I hope we see a similar type of shitty performance when we rock up to Old Trafford. I really do. Craig, are you Liverpool's second or is it Alex Manninger? It's me, Nathan. I didn't want to say it, but it is me. Let's talk about our defensive headache. What's your predicted back four? Again, and hello, God, that is the next subject, buddy. I promise I'll get straight to that one. I just want to get some comments on Alisson and then we'll push on with that. That was PSG without Neymar and Cavani as well. Exactly. That does have to be mentioned. Van Dijk is injured. Look on Sky News. Not really any news. I prefer Joe Gomez. Van Dijk injured? Is he? He's unavailable anyway, so... No, I didn't see anything about Van Dijk being injured, mate. Not that I've seen, sorry. PSG didn't even play that well in the first half. Nope, they didn't. That's a fair show. They just disrupted United, I think, more in the first half. Fuck United, said Kev. No problem for me with Alisson. He's not perfect, but nobody in his clean sheets have dried up since injuries to the back four. Lingard and Martial could miss the game against us. Yes, they did both go off with injuries. Interesting to see how that one works out. Of course, we'll have to keep an eye on that. They are out. They are out, Kev. They're not coming back from that. To be fair, it's not an easy place to go to, Paris. I'm not even talking about it from our point of view. When we went there, they're not scoring 3 over there, in my humble, balding opinion. Bubble has burst with United. They can play shite at the bottom of the Premier League every week. Yeah, I mean, has it burst? To be fair, I don't know. It's one half of me wants to absolutely stick the boot in to United because it's my natural instinct. But I'm trying to be devil's advocate at times on here, and they did have quite a good damn run under Solskjaer, to be fair, before they lost the game. This is Alisson's first real title race, so he's very nervous. Logo Van Bastard, love that name. If you're talking about, I don't know if you're talking about Van Dijk being suspended for the next game, Paul, or if you were talking about Pogba's red card tonight. But either way, both of them are going to be suspended. United with a better team in the first half. Injuries fucked them because did they even have a shot though? That's the thing. I mean, being the best team is fine. The ref was shit, Sassy. I agree with you. I said that earlier on in the stream. I thought the referee was fucking ridiculous there in that United game. Far too many soft yellows that were putting people on the back foot, weren't allowing people to really impress themselves on the game, and absolutely benefited Paris Saint-Germain. I will say that openly. The ref was shit. But to be fair, I was expecting a lot more from United, but they didn't show up. Alisson is class. Everybody makes mistakes, which is true. Lovren is injured and not likely available. Again, we'll get to that in a second. Liverpool are tragic. Everton are magic. Okay, mate. Time to put the magic mushrooms down now. Honestly, you've had too much, mate. Relax. Sit down there. You're making a fool of yourself, your family, your society, everything. I mean, really, relax. Mbappe is some player. He is. Hope we buy Insigne. We won't. Arda. Again, I don't mean to be a dick just to ruin that, but we won't be signing Lorenzo Insigne. I'm going to watch Porto versus Roma second leg instead of United. It'd be a good game, to be fair. I mean, Porto will be bang up for that after getting the away goal. Did the Manx play anyone decent in the good run? Yes, they did. In all credit, didn't they play Arsenal? Spurs? They definitely played Spurs that I can remember. Did they play Arsenal? I can't remember. I know they played Spurs away and they beat them. Oh. Excuse me. I think this is the first time I may have ever sneezed on a stream. Excuse me. Right, enough United crap. Let's get on to Liverpool. Okay. Right. Not much else on Alisson that I'm reading. Right, Grant. Let's get on to this defensive crisis that I'm speaking about. So the gaffer said it's looking likely that Dejan Lovren will be really touch and go for the game against Bayern Munich, which does leave us with a little bit of a headache. We do have Matip. We do have Fabinho. Um, yeah, it's nice. We don't have many options, to be fair. We've got young Nat Phillips. Yes, you can say you can throw other players in there as well, but it does leave us with a little bit of a headache. Sorry, a comment just caught my eye here. Away goals don't count anymore. Did that actually get fucking introduced? All I heard was that was being talked about being introduced. Did it get introduced? Because, I mean, I've been lost at what the fuck is going on. The Champions League, they just said, oh yeah, by the way, we're just dropping this rule in now. So we've got VAR in the knockout stages. I know that one for 100%, but did the away goals rule get scrapped, or were they talking about scrapping it? This is where I was confused. Anyway, we'll get back to speaking about Dejan Lovren and the fact that he didn't travel over to Marbella with the squad. Klopp said for him it makes sense in the moment to be in another place to do what he has to do. It wouldn't have helped if he was here, so we're trying everything, that's clear. So it looks like, as I said, the gaffer thinks it's going to be, we'll say 50-50, touch and go, whether he'll make the game against Bayern, which does mean you're probably going to have to drop Fabinho in there to play alongside Matip, play Jordan, or else Henderson in there, one or the other, and play Henderson ahead or Fabinho in. It's one or the other. I think one will play in centre back and one will play a little bit further forward. You could probably drop James Milner in if you wanted to. I mean, I don't know, guys. I don't know. My sensible side says put Fabinho in there to play alongside him, but I haven't seen anything about Van Dijk being injured personally, old dog. Nothing that I've read. Why are you ripping Everton, ye massive Easter egg, mate? The reason you're calling it a massive Easter egg is clearly because your Elman loves a bit of Craigie chocolate. Delicious! Why am I ripping Everton, mate? They're ripping themselves. Have you not seen the fucking state of them? And honestly, you should know. Maybe it's your first time on here, but I can promise you, Logo, people that I leave in that are trolls don't last very long, because I could sit here for an hour and tear you shred to shred, pal, bit by bit. But I'm guessing you're a young flip. So I'm going to leave that go because I don't want to tear into a child. So what I'm going to do, mate, is do you a favour, and I'm going to boot you out of the chat and let you go back to bed and dreaming about Everton. Alright? That's what I'm going to do for you, just as a little favour. There you goes. Adios, mate. Away goals count 100%. There you go. I didn't think it had gone out. I was thinking, they were talking about it, but they couldn't have brought that in that quickly. That's it. I knew there was somebody was wrong there. Thank you. Fabinho and Matip for Pedro. Fabinho and Virgil, he's banned. He won't be playing in the game. Van Dijk suspended for the next one. Lovren is staying away to give interviews to the Best Defender of the Year magazine. You've nailed it, Kev. I mean, we didn't want to say anything. People think Van Dijk's getting player of the season, but it's not. It's going to be Lovren, isn't it? The world's best defender. Does Van Dijk miss the first leg or both of them? Just the first leg, LMA. He'll be available for the second one. Bodged up team with our crowd. We can squeak a 1-0 for the away leg. I don't know, I think we'll go for it, Graham. I don't know. I just think that it'll be on the forwards that night. It'll be on Mane for me now on Saturday to just tear Bayern Munich a new one. Looking forward to the Man United game. We're going to get 3 at least, said Blue, loving the positivity. And I'm sure Jurgen Klopp and the guys will have watched that game tonight. I mean, Jurgen definitely will at some point, but they'll take massive pluses from it, from looking at that and seeing what the pace of Mbappe was able to do to Manchester United there. So, I mean, there's definitely that conversation to be had. Real question, would you rather have Glenn Murray or Salah? I don't know what is up with you tonight, pal. I had to reread that question because I thought I was hallucinating or something. I don't know what's up with you. I don't know what's up with you, mate, but that's a fucking ridiculous question. I don't even want to dignify it with an answer. Lovren has a hammy injury and stayed in Liverpool. He might not be fit for Bayern, as I just said. Hopefully he is, though. I mean, fingers crossed. I'm getting a pain in my arse, by the way, with Lovren and Matip and their fucking injuries. It really is a headache. What the hell is the point of having backup defenders if they can't fucking play? I've already had this rant before, so I'm not going to go on it again. I think United-Liverpool game be very exciting as a United fan. I hate scraping the 1-0s at Anfield, but I really think the electrifying derby is back, but we'll have to see. It's going to be a really good game, Sassy. I'm very much looking forward to it. And I'll also have a keen eye on the United game against Manchester City as well. Couldn't ask for a better result, but I wanted to put an end to the run at Old Trafford, said Jay Kismet. What else have we got? Matip needs to put Lewandowski in his pocket. Der Spiegel, Kev. Der Spiegel. You know you want me to say it. Der Spiegel. No, Van Dijk isn't injured. I've not seen anything to say Van Dijk's injured, only for someone trolling in here. Van Dijk is fit. Mane watched the game. Check his Insta. Nice. Good man, Mane. Sitting there, not a care in the world, laughing his little head off, saying, it's got nothing to do with me, this one. I would comment on this, but it's none of my business. Lovren has played in the Europa League, Champions League and World Cup finals in the last few years. Damn right he has, man. The best defender in the world only plays in the biggest games. Yeah, it was a bad joke, of course. Do you know, the reason that I was shocked, mate, is because Glenn Murray's effective. That's why I was shocked by your question. I was thinking, is he just having this as the target man conversation? Because Glenn Murray does a job. I mean, he does. There's no two ways about it. Not for us, but he does do a job in that role. Fabinho and Matip for Clare at centre-back. 3 of our 4 centre-backs are injury-prone, and sadly that is the case. Oh, dog, I mean... The thing I'll say, the difference being with Joe Gomez seems to be very unlucky and picked up a lot of long-term injuries, whereas the others are always just little knocks and strains and dead legs and silly little stuff. Conservative midfield of Hendo, Milner and Gini, said Claire. That's pretty much what I'd go with. Although there is an argument to go with Naby Keita, with him having experience against Bayern Munich and all. But yeah, I couldn't argue with that midfield trio at all. Guys, we're only 21 subs away. If you can help me out, if you're watching the stream, doesn't matter who you support. If you're enjoying being in the chat and you're enjoying chatting to the wonderful people in here, please do hit that subscribe button. We're near 8.5k. Our target for the season is 10. Every little 500 we do a little celebration in our heads. I mean, if you want to dance around your living room or your bedroom, that's up to you. I'm dancing down here. You just can't see because it's under the table. But if you are watching, please do hit that subscribe button. All our content is free. We do streams every single night at 10 o'clock or 10 past 10. Match day watch-alongs and some other bits and pieces. Again, just a shout out to remind everyone that I'm going to be taking 3 days off this weekend. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there won't be any streams. I am getting some R&R before the busy end of the season. So yeah, so just so everybody isn't shocked if they come on and there's no streams. Nothing has happened. There'll be nothing wrong. I'm just trying to let as many people know beforehand. Did Paul Pogba do a spazzy dance when he got sent off? Oh, I know exactly the dance you're talking about as well, mate. I know exactly what you're trying to say with that. But I didn't see it. I was already up here setting up by the time he got sent off. Maybe we can use Nat Phillips. He's with all the other lads. And honestly, got cool. He's a very good player, Nat Phillips. I know I keep saying about me being shocked about how big of a fella he was when I seen him in Dublin, but he's a big ass player. He really is, and I don't think he'd miss a beat playing in there. We've got Keanu Hoover as well. Let's not forget about him. The one person I respect, Bernardinho, was trash talking us. I don't know what to say, got cool. They're a classless club, mate. And normally I don't have a dig at their players because I've nothing against Manchester City's players. The club is a joke, the fans are a joke. But the individual players and the manager, of course, I've got nothing against. But let them trash talk. It's up to us and our players to just keep their heads down, be professional and do the talking on the field. And then when the season's over, if they've lifted their Premier League title, then ram that shit straight down their throats. And make sure that they fucking tag those motherfuckers in every picture on Instagram and social media and drinking out of the trophy and whatever. Just that's how you get your payback. I'm not looking forward to defending Lewandowski, Robin and Coleman. Ribery, I've never ever been a massive fan of Ribery, I have to say. Robin, yeah, obviously great player. Lewandowski, look, his record speaks for itself. But Ribery is just someone I've never really been able to take to. You deserve some more family time, Craig. Thank you, Willow. It's I'm just mentally exhausted. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be just 3 days of rest. Bring on Naby at half time when we're 3-0 up against Bayern, said Claire, which is a good show. I mean, Claire, we might put you beside Klopp on the bench because I've agreed to pretty much everything you've said so far in the stream, as I usually do. Mane will destroy Bayern. They're a perfect team for him to do his magic, said Andre. Should never have sacked Mourinho. Bring back Moyes. Bring back David Moyes. All is forgiven. Would you take Jimenez from Atletico Madrid in the summer? I watch Atletico every chance. I think he'd be perfect partner of VVD. I'm not going to lie, Charlene. I know who Jimenez is, but I wouldn't lie and say that I've seen enough of him. Because since the La Liga games have switched over to 11, which, they used to be on Sky, since they've switched to 11, I haven't seen much stuff at all. So I know a lot of people rate him very highly. Is he Uruguayan, or am I getting this completely wrong? I know, obviously, I'm not thinking about Diego Godin, but is Jimenez Uruguayan as well, or have I got that completely wrong? Okay, what else we got? Cater will have a big game against Bayern, reckons Pedro. Recharge the batteries for a big week next. It's going to be a massive end to the season, Graham. I was only looking through the fixtures and saying to Connor, I do need these few days off because we've got the Bayern game, the United game, and they're just going to come thick and fast for then, and every game is going to have significance. So, and the watch-alongs are probably going to ramp up as well, because if the league stays as tight as it is, I'm probably going to keep doing ones of the Manchester City games as well, just to see how many of those fuckers I can trigger. Fabinho centre back, Gini, Hendo, Naby in midfield for Anthony Peters. I love the way when we're talking about Liverpool team selections, we never have to talk about the front three because we know they're in place. If they're fit, that's who's playing. We just talk about the midfield and the defence. They live for 65 million, yes, but you're never getting them for 65 million. That's the problem. They've already said, I think Van Dijk has even said, if he goes, it'll probably be for more than Van Dijk's fee. Who would be your backup for centre backs next season if we sell Lovren and Matip? Did I think this one through much when I said that the other day? You'd have to go and buy somebody, so I'm just trying to think how much we could justify spending, because you got Van Dijk, you've got Gomez. I mean, there's something to be said for going out and dropping 60 million on a centre back, because then you've got 3 world class centre backs. So yeah, if you're going out and spending that type of money, then you've got to be looking at De Ligt, Jimenez. Do you put in a cheeky bid for fucking somebody in the Premier League? Perhaps do you go and drop 25 million in Alderweireld? Actually, that's another conversation to be had. You may only get 2 or 3 years out of him, but I mean, 25 million seems reasonable to me. So there's a shout there for that as well. Still want Ole to get the job at the end of the season. Lee, I can understand that 100%, mate. I mean, he hasn't had a transfer window where he's been able to do anything. He hasn't been able to shape his own squad. All he's had time to do was really come into United, put an arm around the player's shoulders, get the confidence back up. And he's done that. I mean, even at the height of everything going right for United, it was never going to be an easy tie for them over 2 legs against Paris Saint-Germain. So I understand where you're coming from. And the referee was shit. I agree with everyone. The referee was shit. Bayern will win. No, they won't. I mean, come on. You come in, you control. I mean, if you're butthurt because United got beat or whatever, fair enough. I don't even know if you're a United fan, but they won't win. We're a much better team than Bayern Munich, especially at Anfield. I mean, be realistic. Have you seen Bayern Munich lately? They're not a patch on the Bayern Munich of old. Can we not use the word spazzy? Yeah, I can understand why you'd be offended with it, Claire, but it's a personal preference. But no, I read out someone's comment. It wasn't me saying the word, so I know where you're coming from. I can try not to, of course. I never want to offend anybody on here, Joanne. I think a lot of the time, though, it's context of words, and I'm somebody who pretty much believes in context being really important and how things being said. He didn't say somebody was he used it in. Look, I can understand your point. I'll try, Joanne, to make sure it doesn't come out again, because I do want to be respectful to everybody's thoughts on here. But at the same time, I will end up saying something that will offend somebody at some point, because sometimes my brain just doesn't think. It just goes. And I'll have to live with that when it happens. Maguire, his head's too big, John. Literally, his head's too big. I mean, get rid of this fucking Egypt, will you? Sorry, there's just a few comments that I have to get rid of here because the people are trolling with disgusting stuff that I'm surprised has been let go. We're going to destroy Liverpool. Okay, mate. You should try to concentrate on destroying Borussia Dortmund as things stand. Don't worry about it. I mean, enjoy the games. Whatever happens, Carol, enjoy the games. If you're a Bayern Munich fan, then of course you're going to back your team. 60 million is the price the media has been saying. Okay, I haven't seen that price mentioned, but at 65 million, if we were to look for one, yes, I would say pull the trigger, mate, if that was the figure. I'll be made up if Solskjaer gets the job. He's a managerial... don't think I can use that word, but... Godin and Jimenez starting centre-backs for Uruguay. No way he'd leave Atletico. Well, to be fair, Godin is leaving Atletico at the end of the season, isn't he? Isn't he going to Inter Milan? So that's one of them gone. Okay, what else we got? Good evening, Craig. I'm in fantastic form for some reason tonight. I wonder why, Mark. Did that happen? You must be delighted about Roma's win, Mark, is it? Because there was nothing else that happened tonight, was there? Lewandowski is your favourite, said Carol. He's a fantastic footballer. No disrespect for Robert Lewandowski. He's an excellent footballer. Scouser Times wrote the word Scouser. Brilliant. I mean, brilliant comment, mate. I mean, you use one half of your name and put it in there. I don't know what it's for, but brilliant. Not keen on people saying spaz in the chat. See, I said it out there again because people are right now. He said spazzy dance. So, again, if people are offended by comments, I understand. At the same time, context. I don't find that word personally, and this is a personal thing, I don't find that word in any way offensive. I understand the meaning and the significance of it, and I can completely understand why people would be offended by it. But for me personally, as a personal thing, but I will try, as I said, but I'm not booting people out for saying it unless it's used in a context that's seriously degrading. Yeah, if there's one thing people really I don't want to get into this. I don't want to use the snowflakes conversation. I don't want to use that stuff because I'm trying to be respectful of everybody in here. Who is out? It's Lovren, Daniel. Lovren looks like he's going to be touch and go for the game. Obviously we know Joe Gomez is out, but Lovren stayed behind to get some treatment to see if he's going to be fit. You'll never walk alone from Cornwall. Welcome, David. Thank you for coming in. Albania Kosovo reckons Reds will win 2-0 in the first leg and Bayern will win 3-2 in the second, but will go through. I'll take it. He's going to Winter. Yes, I thought he was, Charlene. Thank you. I heard when Pogba got sent off, he turned to the ref and dabbed on the hater. I don't know. As I said, I didn't see Pogba send it off. Go lads, don't worry about it, pal. It wasn't intentional. We know it wasn't. Nothing was intentional, so it's all good, buddy. Lewandowski or Suarez? Suarez, for me, personally. This is, again, a personal thing. I just think he would suit us a lot more than Lewandowski would. Trent isn't out. No, Trent's going to be available. Who said he was out? If it was me, then I apologise, but I don't think I did. Did I say Trent? Did I say Trent was out? I'm confused now. There's too many people putting this in. Right, so who's out? Did I say Trent? Right, this is who's out. Gomez is out. Lovren's touch and go. And Virgil van Dijk is out. If I said anything else, I apologise. I got that one correct. Lovren and Madip, the good old days. Wild West defending. Lovren mightn't be available though. Simple hacks, unfortunately. Sorry, Craig was away there. Of course, I'd love to come down for a game. Brilliant, Brian. That'll be class, mate. We'll get that sorted out, so we'll make sure it's a nice, important game as well. The ref was shocking in the United PSG match. Kieran, 100%, saying that earlier on, mate, he was shit. Oh, no problem, RHA, no worries. Did you see Young's push on Di Maria? Can't remember it. Oh, on Di Maria, sorry, yes, the guy when he fucked him into the stand. Yeah, that was shithousery, wasn't it? Oh, it wasn't me that said Trent is out. Good, because I didn't remember saying it, but that doesn't mean anything in my head. I could just as easily have said that and forgotten about it. Rian Brewster isn't far away from fitness either. Just seen the post on Instagram, said Kev. I grew up in London with his dad. Nice. Cannot wait for that kid, Kev. I really can't. He's going to be something else. Who's the best defender in Liverpool? Virgil van Dijk. I know he's not available for the game, but he's the best defender at Liverpool. But don't underestimate Andy Robertson either, Carol. He is one hell of a left back. That PSG game makes me think we can beat United at Old Trafford. It made me feel the very same, dog. I'm not gonna lie. I watched that game going, oh hello, they can be got at here, and there's a blueprint for how to get at them. So yeah, I agree. We can definitely go there and get something. Craig, Robbie Fowler said Manchester City might be the best team the Premier League has ever seen. I know, mate. I spoke about it last night. I read out the comments from Robbie Fowler, and you know what? Can we argue with them? They might well be. They broke 100 points last year. They play some of the best football that we've ever seen in the Premier League. So, I mean, I don't think it's unfair of Robbie Fowler to come out and say that, and I don't think we should jump down his throat for giving an opinion, because Manchester City are a very, very, very good team. Oxlade-Chamberlain is so close to being back. He's in training now, still taking it easy and won't be rushed back, but can't wait to see him. Looks like they're aiming for the next stage of the Champions League sometime around then, if we get through. But even if we don't, for league games, maybe sometime around then. More confident than against United now. Tonight's performance was only 70. Now 100% that will do them over, said LFC forever. Do you think going far into the Champions League may have a negative effect on our league form? No, Joshua, I don't. I think it might be a nice distraction. But then again, I'm going to be optimistic about it, pal, haven't I? I'm always going to look on the bright side. I think Liverpool win against United, said Carol. Thank you, mate. I mean, I hope we do. In my head, if we beat United at Old Trafford, I'm very confident. I am very, very confident we'll go on to win the league if we get those 3 points. Do you think Robertson is a Liverpool legend or about to be? Absolutely about to be. I think over the next 3 or 4 years he's going to establish himself. Hopefully a few trophies under his belt. He's already idolised by all of us, isn't he? Liverpool fans love to see a player just leave it all out there on the pitch, just put in 100% and play like he's a fan. It's why we all love Jamie Carragher so much, and it's why we love Andy Robertson so much. He's just an honest, good, down-to-earth pro who works his socks off every week, gives 100%. You can see it means as much to him as it does to all of us, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see, and long may that continue with Andy Robertson. Okay, what else we got? Pogba moon walking down the tunnel. Was Lingard beside him? Did Lingard jump out? I know he was injured, but did he jump out just to show him how to do it properly? Because, you know, Sky were basically saying how great Lingard was with his fucking moonwalks. I mean, we don't judge them on football anymore. It's all just about social media shit these days, isn't it? Craig, with a full Liverpool squad, what will be your starting 11? Just a quick fire run through. Alisson, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, Fabinho, Gini Wijnaldum, and Trent or Keita. Oxlade-Chamberlain or Keita, and then the front three. I don't know, I'd probably just nudge Oxlade-Chamberlain ahead of Keita, but yeah, that'll be my starting 11, mate. Again, I'd love to know yours, so please do put it in. Leonard, obviously, I think I know where you're going. Ha ha ha, Leonard. Might you be just commenting on the other side of the city, buddy? Robertson's best left back since Ashley Cole and might be better in a few years. He's only going to keep getting better. He's absolutely class. He's one of those people like N'Golo Kante at Chelsea, for instance. Robbo's just one of those people you can't but like, surely. Even if you're an opposition fan, you have to look at him and respect him, much like we all do with N'Golo Kante. Andy Robbo's the new Stevie Nicol. Love it. Great comment. I don't know any big... Charlene, I don't know any big Andy Robertson fans, mate. No, nobody. Of course it is yourself, Charlene. You're absolutely obsessed with the young man in a good way. A good, healthy way, of course. If a player makes a mistake, we help and cheer them on. Man United or other fans just get mad at the player. That's one of the reasons I love Liverpool. They help their players. Do you think Oxlade-Chamberlain will play against United? Not a hope. No, it's too early. He won't play, Carroll, until, as I said, around the quarter-final stage of the Champions League. And I'm not taking it for granted that we're getting there, Carol. I'm just using that as an example of a time frame. Oxlade over Keita, completely agree. So RH8, same as yours. Thank you very much. Yeah, Leonard, I mean, fair is fair. You're welcome to come in and have a little laugh. If anybody else wants to put their strongest 11 in, by the way, it's a good conversation topic, and some people seem to be agreeing with mine, but I'd be happy to read out anybody's. If we're working with a full squad, what's everyone's strongest 11? Some good vids on YouTube showing Keita and Shaqiri's skills since joining us. Nice. I respect Robertson and I'm a United fan. Thank you, Prince. That's really nice of you to say, mate. He's just one of those guys, though, I think. He's nothing bad to say about anyone. He just goes out and leaves it all on the pitch. It's not like Juan Mata, I think, Prince. Juan Mata will be one of those players, I think, even from our point of view, the fact he's played for United and Chelsea, I'd find it very hard to have a negative thing to say about Juan Mata because he's just a really nice guy. Hendo and Milner on the bench, Keita, Lovren, Sturridge and Shaqiri, said Kev. Oxlade Chamberlain looking quite sprightly in training, keeping himself trim too. I mean, there's a joke in there about why he might be keeping himself trim. He could have been keeping busy, and you know where I'm going with that. Down to the lowest fucking common denominator, that's where I'm going. I've been watching the Reds since 1985 and this current squad is my favourite, said David Gray. I bet you'll have seen some good players then pass through the team in those years, so that's a mighty fine compliment. We're only 16 subscribers away, guys, from hitting 8.5k, so if you're watching, please take a moment and hit that subscribe button. I'd love to get there on this stream, I really would. Seems like we've been trying to get to this 8.5 for a while now, so if you're watching, even if you think I'm a bald Irish overweight balding idiot, but if you could do me a favour, just hit that subscribe button, that'll be tickety-boo. Pepsi advert on Messi. I don't know what that means. I mean, Pepsi advert for Salah. I know what that one is. Good topic, name your dream starting 11 for next season. Not yet, mate. I mean, there's a little bit to go. We're still going through the other 11 first, if that's okay. I'm the same. I do like what Mata said, Charlene. There was a funny video on Sky Sports this time last year. Gary Neville saying Robertson isn't good enough for a top 6 team. I remember that one. I love what you do, Craig, man. Thank you. A lot of positives for the Liverpool United game. Hopefully Lingard and Martial are still injured, said Angus Court 123. I never want to wish injury on anybody, but there's no denying if they have an injury crisis, much like we've had, it will benefit us. Anthony Peters, strong 11. Alisson, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robbo, Gini, Fabinho, Naby and the front three. John Hamilton's gone Alisson, Trent, Matip, Hendo, Robbo, Fabinho, Keita, Gini, Mo, Bobby and Mane. Gonads, Alisson, Trent, VVD, Gomez, Robbo, Fabinho, Ox, Gini, Mo, Salah, Bobby. I think most of us are pretty much thinking along the same lines. Is Robertson the best left back in the world, or Marcelo or Alba? I think it's probably too early to put him in that conversation, as good as he has been and all. You're talking in Marcelo there about somebody who's won 3 Champions Leagues, and Alba again, a player who's been at the highest level for quite a long time, so the fact that we're even, I suppose, starting to think about him in that level is good, but I don't think he's there just yet. Anne said it's Alisson, Trent, VVD, Gomez, Robbo, Fabinho, Milner, Gini, Salah, Mane and Bobby. Thank you for that one, Anne. What's O-Dog said? Just 14 subs. We're getting there, mate. We're getting close. Go on United stand next week and you'll get a lot of subscriptions. I'm going on there, Patrick. As far as I'm aware, I think I'm going on next Thursday or Friday. I just have to confirm with Mark. And Mark will be on here for a reaction afterwards as well, which is really kind of him. He came on after the last game at Anfield and I appreciated that one. So yeah, it'd be nice to catch up with Mark, see how he's feeling since Ole's taken over, because it's been like night and day for you guys since I was last speaking to him. I just subbed even though I hate Liverpool with all my guts. Do you know what, Prince? I appreciate that, mate. I really do. Thank you. No Neymar, Cavani, Munier too. Who all played against us, but we still beat them 3-2. Said Nemesis. Not according to Rio Ferdinand. Rio Ferdinand believes that they got something from that game. Gomez is still out, John. Yes, he's still out. He won't be available just yet. 4 to 6 weeks from last week, so maybe 5 weeks left max. People are saying VVD, Robbo or Salah are the best players for Liverpool this season. I think people have overlooked Wijnaldum. 100% Tito, 100%. And thankfully, most of the people in our chat haven't overlooked Genie, because we're always mentioning quite how brilliant he's been this year. He's probably been our most consistent player alongside Van Dijk and Robertson. So yeah, it's a really good show. For anyone who's on Instagram, actually, Kev has put the link in there. If anybody wants to give Anfield Agenda a follow on Instagram, which is run by Kev, it's just at Anfield Agenda, really straightforward. And the same on Twitter. If you're on Twitter and you want to give us a follow, we're pushing towards 30,000 followers on Twitter, and that's just at Anfield Agenda as well. And that's run by Charlene, October, and myself, so you'll catch me on there from time to time. I'm going to start doing more shorter videos, actually. Little 1.5, 2 minute videos as well on Periscope, and putting them up on the Anfield Agenda channel. And I'm working on a little, I won't call it a Craig podcast, but I have a title in mind, and I'm working on doing 10 or 12 minute things for the channel on here, little video single things, just me talking to the mic. I'm working on a few topics at the minute. Have you heard the news, Craig? We're thinking of delay if Gomez can't stay because of his injury. Somebody mentioned it earlier on, Tony, and I kind of brushed it off a little bit, but then somebody else mentioned it, and the figure of around 65 million was being spoken about. I mean, we'd all love him. If there's any truth to it, I'd be over the moon, obviously. I know Barcelona are very much interested as well, but how sweet would it be having Gomez and Van Dijk and De Ligt? I mean, that would be great. We could even look at a back three then if they're all fit, and play, 5 across the middle if needs be. Well, maybe 4. Well, look, we'll talk systems another time, but yeah, it would be great. Never wish injuries to others, it can backfire. Exactly as I said, London. Or Leonard, sorry. I don't ever wish injuries on other players. Okay, where was that comment? Roberto said, disgusting from United fans today. Way too far when the brig got pushed into the metal gate and United fans still carried on booing and cheering. It was... I think Young was very, very lucky to stay on the... Was it Young? It was actually Young, wasn't it? Was it Young? I think it was, yeah. He was very lucky to stay on the field. It was a shithouse thing to do. He knew exactly what he was fucking doing, and it happened to... Someone did it to one of our players as well, actually. It was Bobby Firmino, wasn't it? Wasn't it fucking Mason Holgate or somebody pushed Bobby Firmino into the stand, if memory serves correct. It's a shithouse thing to do, especially to a fellow professional footballer. Especially to a fellow professional footballer that you previously fucking played with. Hey bud, fellow Irishman from Tipperary, asking, do you think Klopp will get slated for not winning the league? Well, he hasn't not won it yet, Philip, but no. I try and look, personally, Philip, and of course I can't tell anybody else how to look at it. I see progression every year, and this year we had 25 points to catch up on Manchester City on from last year, and we're after putting up ridiculous points so far this season. We're still in the Champions League. We are progressing. Look at the strength of the squad. So no, for me, buddy, not a chance, not yet. There's still a few more years to go in my head before we have that conversation. Because look, when he came in 3 years ago and where we are now, it's unrecognisable. Where are the United fans slagging Liverpool? I mean, it happens all the time, mate. I don't know what to say. I could give you a witty retort, but I mean, what's the point? They're obviously going to be pissed off. But they've still got on a good run in the league, so I mean, they have to look at this realistically. When Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in, they were up shit creek. I never gave them a fucking sniff of getting top 4, to be honest, and they're after going on that run. They're pretty much in a great position to go on and try and secure Champions League football again next year. So yeah, I mean, they do have something to be positive about if you're a United fan, but obviously I hope we go there and stuff them when we play them at Old Trafford. I think Milner has to be in the first 11 too. Not sure who to drop, said Claire. It is tough. I mean, we're blessed at the minute. If everybody was fit, we'd be blessed with a very, very strong squad. Rio Ferdinand, what a fool. 2-0 home loss. Martial and Lingard injured. Yeah, he's a bit of a clown, to be fair, is Mr. Ferdinand. Very good player though. I mean, one hell of a centre back in his day. Mbappe looked like Usain Bolt. The one in the first half where he went round, was it Shaw out on the left hand side? It reminded me of Gareth Bale when he played for Real Madrid, running around the outside against Barcelona. Do you remember that one? It reminded me of that run, except it didn't finish in a wonderful goal. But yeah, he's got some pace, doesn't he? It was why when we were talking yesterday, I said he's probably the only player in the world I would have swapped or sold Mohamed Salah for. He's just unbelievable, Mbappe. Thank you, Mark, for following on both. I'll make sure, Mark, if I'm not following you back, I will go over and check it out. Or maybe if Charlene is there, or October, make sure to follow back Mark McDonald, will you, Charlene, if you've got the Twitter account open. Anyone who slates Klopp for not winning the league, if this happens, can fuck off and support a different team, said Ultimate Wingman. I don't think he's under any pressure whatsoever, certainly not for me. Do you reckon we should go back to 4-3-3? 100% the Anfield Arc. 100%. We were speaking the other day, and lots of people, myself included, feel that Salah works better coming in off the right hand side. I mean, I agree with that statement. I couldn't tell you how much. Well, I can't 100%, but yeah, absolutely. What do you think, the Anfield Arc? Would you like to see it yourself? Angus, talk to you tomorrow, mate. And yeah, I will be on tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's the last night before I take a break. Think it in, delete, and any issues cover a centre back or right back are sorted. 3 quality centre backs, 2 youths for the 4th centre back spot. Exactly. Keane Hoover and Nat Phillips, Stephen. So yeah, 2 very good options. Don't mean to be pessimistic, but just curious. Who do you see as the biggest threats in the next 2 games, player wise? In which sense, mate? For United or Pogba, I would say, if he's on form. Pogba and Rashford for United, I would consider massive threats. For Bayern Munich, look, Lewandowski and Robin is probably the easiest answers. But that's, I don't think you're being negative, mate. That's just a general question. I think it's a fair question. Sorry, I'm trying to find... Oh, there you go. Yeah, no, Heme, I think that's a very fair question, mate. And please let me know your answers. We won't go over him. His agent is Raiola. Won't deal with Raiola. He's a fucking slob. I hate Mina Raiola. I really do, Cole. Oh, God, I hate that lad. He's like the epitome of everything I despise about football agents rolled into one podgy little gobshite of a man. Look, I'm another podgy little gobshite of a man, so I suppose it takes one to know one, but yeah, I just don't like Mina Raiola one bit. Liverpool are reportedly looking to sign £16 million rated defender Matthijs de Ligt this summer to partner with Van Dijk Calcio Mercado. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I know there might be kids watching, but semi-articulated truck, let me just say that phrase. I mean, yeah, it's an exciting thought. It was, young, thank you, John. It was a shithouse thing to do, without a shadow of doubt, and he knew what he was doing. Remember my tweet about Gini being the most underrated in squad before the match against Bournemouth? It went nuts after he scored. Nice one. He is, though. He's so underrated, Charlene. But not by us. I mean, a lot of our fans know just how good Gini's been this year. And it was Holgate. Yeah, fuck him. Can be argued it's how Joe Gomez got injured. Yeah. That challenge, I mean... We can talk about what El Graveltroth had to say about that challenge, and that he thought it was a fair challenge. We all knew that was a hefty challenge, shall we say. And look, we've lost Gomez because of it. The lit will be quality, but we're looking at some English right backs. We were looking at that full back from Bristol. I can't remember the guy's name. October, how are you? You are here. Whoop whoop. What would you do with Gomez if we get the lit? Keep him. I'd sell Lovren and Matip, Tom, and I'd keep Gomez. I mean, why would you not want to have those 3? Oh, and the beauty of Joe Gomez is we got him for an absolute song. So we're under no massive financial strain to move him on. So yeah, Joe Gomez, Van Dijk, and De Ligt. Can you imagine that? Us having those as centre back options. Oh my God, that would just be beautiful. The options that will give the manager. Kimpembe should have been sent off. I absolutely agree with that. David Fisher, he should have. I thought that referee, and I don't know how many United fans we've watching or whatever, but he was shite. And people know I have an axe to grind with referees, but I mean, he was just 10 yellow cards in a game that wasn't the most dirty game you'll ever see. You knew there was going to be shithouse tactics from Paris Saint-Germain. It's par for the course with them. The referee should have been more aware of what was going to happen and managed the game a little bit better. Some of the yellows were just far too soft. Some of them absolutely deserved, don't get me wrong, but there were some of them that were just far too soft. 192 watching, 83 likes. Get liking, people, said Gonads, please do. And of course, we're only 13 subscribers away, so please, guys, hit that button if you're watching, you haven't yet subscribed. Just 13 to go to get to 8.5k. Well done to Kylian Mbappe, what a legend. He brought United's confidence down before we played them. I love the guy. Also, United fans compared the French Bark Noble to Gerard. French Bark Noble, that is... Oh, you really went for the jugular there, mate. De Ligt would be great, topped off by Rabiot on a free. Good sub-keeper and a striker. I've been really vocal in saying that I think Caoimhín Kelleher should be promoted to the sub-keeper spot. Just a personal preference. Do you still hope to move to America one day? Which day? Absolutely, Shane. 100%. It's just, there's a couple of things looking at moving to America. I actually found a possible visa option, which is interesting. But it's just, one, making sure the income is there or the job will be there. Two, it's healthcare. Like everybody else, healthcare is a massive problem. Moving to America, particularly with having a son with autism. So I hope so. And if I do, it will most likely be Texas or Florida. Yeah, Texas or Florida is definitely the two we'd be looking at. Of course, if there's anybody out there who is American or an American business person that wants to bring over an Irish fella to work, I'm always up. Doesn't matter what part of the country you're in, hit me up. I'll only do nudes though if it's artistic and the scene really needs it for artistic integrity. I want to see a lot of Keanu Hoover in pre-season. I think we will, mate. I can completely agree, Craig. Be lying if I said a new Bayern team. Well, interested to see a long-awaited reunion between Klopp, Lewandowski and Hummels. I just think we have the fact that, I know you can look at their age and say that it's experience, but I just think we have Bayern Munich over two legs. I really do. If we signed it, we should play him and VVD at centre back, Gomez at right back, Robbo at left back, and Trent in midfield. Eder Militao along with a number 10 and Werner in the summer. Thoughts? I'm not going to lie, Louis, I haven't seen anything of that Militao guy. Not a damn minute, mate. Werner, yes, and number 10, I agree with that completely. What's the lucky shirt against Leicester poll about? I think it was, should I wear the lucky shirt? I have a lucky shirt that I wear, and Liverpool haven't lost when I've worn it. So I was just asking, should I wear that shirt in that game, man? That was all that was about. I blame the ref for the injuries. He booked too many too soon and lost control of the game. I think you can't blame the ref for the injuries. I mean, just looking back at it, Lingard pulled up when he passed the ball. Nobody fouled him, so there was no issues there with his injury. And I couldn't tell you why Martial got injured. You know that better than me. I don't remember. You're welcome for the mental image, Sal or Sam. Salah's better on the right, cutting in definitely. Also, the midfield seemed to dominate better as a 3. If we got world-class central attacking mids, we could go back to a 4-2-3-1. But Firmino not quick enough dribbling, nor Shaqiri. What I find happens in that 4-2-3-1 is somebody ends up coming too deep, trying to link up the play. And we're better. You see when Salah was coming off the right-hand side the other day, the little interplay with him and Bobby Firmino, it was just beautiful. The little one-touch movements, the little 1-2s, the triangles they play between them, it's just gorgeous. So yes, more from the right-hand side for me as well, and Phil Lark. Thank you, Ella, for the follow on Instagram and Twitter. Again, Charlene, make sure to follow all these people back from the stream, or October. If you see any of the guys who follow, please do follow them back for us on that account. We're not signing De Ligt, folks. We're not dealing with Raiola. End of. Said Cahill. How would you follow Liverpool if you moved to USA? The time difference would make issues. No, not at all. The channel would still continue. I would still watch the games. Any employment that I have, I will be careful about, put it that way. But yeah, I will absolutely. If I move to America, the channel continues. I continue to support Liverpool clearly, because bar my family, Liverpool are the most important thing in my life. Great show. Bad result for you tonight, unfortunately, mate. Sincerely, I don't like to rub shit in. You didn't play great, Theo. But thank you for the kind words. We lost against a better PSG team, but we live to fight another day. Looking forward to the clash against Liverpool. Let's hope the best team win. I mean, it's a very fair, balanced post. Theo, thank you. I'm looking forward to the game very much as well. It should be a belter. I hope you guys do us a favour though and absolutely stuff City when you play them. I know it's after our game, but still, it would be very nice if you could arrange that one for me, Theo. I think every fan blames refs when they lose. Yes, maybe. I can understand that. Your first job interview tomorrow, Louis. Good luck. I hope it goes well. Do you rate Nabil Fekir? Of course. Simple Hacks. He's an excellent footballer. And like everybody else, I was very disappointed when we didn't sign him in the summer, or the previous summer. It just doesn't look like it's going to happen for whatever reason, whether it be the injuries or the way the ACL was rebuilt. I don't know. I will probably never know the actual truth to it, but it came pretty damn close. Media darlings got humiliated in Europe tonight. No, that's tomorrow night, mate. Spurs are playing tomorrow night. I know I'm joking. I know where you're coming from. Yeah, they were showing up tonight. PSG were the better team. I mean, even the United fans we've had in the chat have been open and honest enough to have said that. I watch every Liverpool game from America, said Aaron. Absolutely. It wouldn't stop me one bit. It's just a quality of life thing. I've said before, the reason I want to move to America, Texas or Florida or any sunshine state is because of my mental health. I'm just a different person. I can't deal with winters here in Ireland. The anxiety and stuff I already have is just increased massively. And I sometimes I go through days where I barely get out of bed. I feel that low. So when I go to a warm climate, I feel like a different person. So that's it. It's a life thing, really. It's not because I just have this whim about wanting to live in America. I heard we were linked with Ciro Immobile. Your thoughts? I've seen vague links. Would Klopp go there again? That's my question. He signed Immobile when he was at Dortmund. So would he go there again? It didn't work out from at Dortmund, so I'd be amazed if he was a player he looked at realistically. Good night, Stephen Byrne, mate. Thank you for joining in. I wouldn't mind PSG winning the Champions League. I would absolutely despise those fuckers to win the Champions League. Although personally, I mean, Jesus, I'm not having to go with you here. I hate them. They're cheating fucks. Them and Manchester City can go and shite. Both of them absolutely fiddling the books. They should both be severely reprimanded. Kev wants me to keep saying their Spiegel, but you know that their Spiegel articles were very, very clear. Whether they're the exact truth or not, I don't know, but both of them have questions to answer. I got a Salah shirt for my birthday. Parents are legends. Brilliant. And happy birthday, of course, October. Yes, happy birthday, sincerely. I mean, 21 again, October? Wink, wink. I'm from Florida, but I still support Liverpool. I think it doesn't matter where you live. Absolutely, mate. And some of the most loyal Liverpool fans I know and some of the most knowledgeable Liverpool fans I know are from America, Australia, and all corners of the world. Well, look, it's not the Flat Earth Society. When I say all corners of the world, I'm aware the world is round. But yeah, it doesn't matter where you're from, mate. You catch that bug, you catch this Liverpool bug, you catch the bug. I hate to blame refs, but you call a spade a spade. I don't delude and will accept the reasons why the score was. It wasn't me, Prince, saying that you were deluded, mate. Far from it. And I do agree the ref was shit, but I don't think it influenced the game and from a point of view of the result. I will say that. YouTube is annoying in the fact that you want to click on a name and direct chat at a subscriber, and here you have to go type the full name and get caps right. That is annoying. Can you not at into the chat and then does it not come up for you? Because it does for me when I want to respond to some of you guys. Do you have seasonal affective disorder? I've never been diagnosed as having SAD, but what I do have, mate, is I have Asperger's. So I do have and part of my Asperger's has sensory issues, and I have massive anxiety issues around that. So I've no diagnosis with regards to the weather. I just know the difference that makes. Maybe it's just the darkness. I don't know. Maybe it is sad. As I said, I've never been diagnosed with that, but I just know I feel like a different person. I really do. I really hate PSG as well, but if they won it, they could say that we beat the winners. I'd love to go and knock them out in the quarterfinals again, to be honest. Well, I say again, I mean, I would play them again and knock them out because I really despise that club. Would you let your madness out when we win the league? you couldn't cope with my madness, Kirby. If I was to do a stream where I told you everything that was in my head, and I spoke and I responded to every comment how I actually want to respond in my sense of humour, you guys would think I'm a lunatic and would unsubscribe from the channel, and I'd be fucked off YouTube after one stream. I promise you that. This is me holding back when I do these streams. Yeah, Connor and I are the babies of the crew. The Baboge. Would you be a season ticket holder if you lived in Liverpool? I couldn't get one, Tony. It's as simple as that. I mean, I've tried before. I've offered, when I had some money at the time, I offered a lot of money to try and get season tickets on top of the cost of each year's ticket, and I couldn't get a sniff. But I'd probably be a lot more inclined to pay over the odds if I had to and go. Have you tried sunbeds for the mood? Yes, I've tried the lamps as well, Dave. It's just not the same. I just love the fact, it's warm, you jump up in the morning, you've got a shower, you put your shorts and t-shirt on or whatever, even if you're going out to work, whatever it is, it's just a different feeling, mate. I just feel like a different human being altogether. Do you still want 20 million for Origi? I think Fulham will pay unless they go into the Championship. Yes, I think the club do still want around that figure. There's a UV therapy thing very popular in the Nordics. Us Irish get feck all sun. Knock the Diet Chav on the head. I had anxiety too. Cut out the Diet Coke and never look back. Yeah, no, my anxiety is linked to Asperger's, Stephen, so it's got nothing to do with Diet Coke, and that's my one vice in life, so I'm going to keep drinking that one. But I'm glad it worked out for you, mate. That's brilliant news. And long may it continue. Guys, look, 13 subscribers, 25 minutes left on the stream. If you're watching, please do take a minute, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the stream, and we'll push on to that target. 8.5 is going to be amazing. I can't believe how far we've come. It doesn't seem that long ago we were sitting here having a conversation around 5,000 subscribers, and that was brilliant. So Jamie Carragher, the legend, the myth, the man, the beautiful human being. I'm sure you guys have probably seen this, but Jamie Carragher has given an £11,000 donation to the Sean Cox Rehabilitation Fund, showing exactly why we all love the man. I just caught a glance at this before I came on, so correct me if I'm wrong here. I think he matched the money that was raised at a Boss Night event recently, where they also raised 11 grand. I believe. If I am wrong on that, I apologise. I just caught this right before I came on stream. But what I am certain of is that Jamie Carragher has given an 11 grand donation, which is a wonderful gesture from him to a fantastic cause. And it just further lets you know that this club is a family. And well done to Jamie Carragher. Well done to the lads at Boss Night, by the way, as well. Fantastic work, as always. And it's one of the reasons I fucking love this club. Phil Neville said United with a better team tonight. Look, I don't want to go off on another rant about Phil Neville, but Phil Neville is not great. Let's put it at that. Gary Neville, amazing pundit. Happy to listen to his stuff. Phil Neville, I couldn't be arsed with him, honestly. You're just a cool guy. Thank you, Zakaria. That's really kind of you. I have my moments as an asshole sometimes, but I try to be down to earth as much as I can and a nice, open, honest guy. But thank you for those words. Really appreciate it. If I could give you advice, don't hold back. Be yourself. Don't care what people think. Oh, mate, I'd be fucking screwed, honestly. Some of the shit, if you were to follow me around my house for a day with a webcam on me and hear some of the songs that I sing and stuff, even my wife, who's used to it, says to me sometimes, you are just, what is wrong with you? What goes on in your head? Phil Neville is on crack if he said that United were the better team, said O-Dog. Fuck Phil Neville, said Kev. Phil Neville's on crack then, said October. Jesus, a lot of people jumping on the Phil Neville on crack bus there really quickly, which he clearly isn't. I should have to, reiterate for the stream. He's a dope, but he's definitely not on crack. What match was he watching? Said Claire. I mean, this is sometimes where you got to take your bias out and try and give your honest opinion if you're on there. Going to buy makeup. I love Jamie Carragher. We all do. What a man. I mean, he had his moment, we don't want to bring that up. I've disagreed sometimes with some of the things Jamie Carragher said, but he's a good fella. As is Phil Neville, to be fair. I know a lot of people don't like Phil Neville, but he went massively up in my estimation when he stood up for his mate in that whole incident with Jamie Carragher. Now, he didn't say what Carragher did was right, because none of us could. It was wrong. But he didn't want him sacked, and I really appreciated that from Gary Neville. And he responded to our Twitter account last night as well, which is funny, as did Jamie Carragher. So yeah, that was a shock. So Man U lost, said Dave. They did, mate. They are human after all. Agreed. I hope they're out for us. I can't lie. Sounds like he matched the number raised, so the boss lads probably made 11k too. As I said, yeah, brilliant stuff all around. Boss night. I mean, great group of lads, and the events that they put on for Liverpool fans are brilliant. Yeah, it's just one of those great things around Liverpool Football Club. So well done to the guys at Boss Night, and well done to Jamie Carragher. Well done to anybody out there who's raised money or helped in what is a really tough time, obviously for Sean Cox's family. But well done. It's great to see the fans from all corners of the world. Again, the corner thing there, coming together, and it's brilliant. The tickets go on sale for the game in Dublin. Actually, pre-sales start tomorrow. And I read through these notes last night. I don't think I still have them. I think I got rid of them. So the pre-sale starts tomorrow. I'm just have to check. I could be unavailable for that game. I only realised earlier on today, so don't rule me out just yet. But I have to double check some things. I was speaking to the wife earlier on, and it clashes with a family thing. So, Ethan, Craig, Justin, what have I missed? Well, Paul, we had a little bit of a poke of fun at Manchester United for losing. But other than that, we've been just chatting about the defensive crisis that we're looking at ahead of the Bayern Munich game. People were asking who they play at centre-back because Dejan Lovren didn't travel over to Marbella with the guys. He stayed behind, and he's going to be touch and go. We know Joe Gomez isn't available. We know Virgil van Dijk is suspended, so is it Fabinho we're going to see alongside Joel Matip? Love to know your thoughts on that, Paul. Have you ever heard a pundit that's not biased? I mean, everybody has the biases towards the club, but yeah, I've seen Jamie Carragher, I've seen Gary Neville, I've seen Frank Lampard, I've seen... Who else has there been? There's been a few others as well who I thought, you know what, fair play. They've put their biases aside for and spoke open and honestly at times. Now look, yes, there'll always be times where we all point and go, nah, bullshit. But as a whole, I think he's one of the worst, Phil Neville. I really do think he's terrible. And I don't understand how he keeps getting on shows. I don't get it. He shouldn't have got his job as England ladies manager. He's not qualified for it, and there were much better qualified people for the job. His punditry is shite. Some of the stuff that he says on Match of the Day, and I just look at it and go, why is nobody calling him on this? It's terrible. You don't have to worry about City winning the league because we're going to do it in all seriousness. I hope Liverpool versus Juventus final. It'll be a nice final. It's been so long since we played Juve, Roberto. I was only saying that the other night. If there was a celeb version of Running Man, I'd have Phil Neville in it, Gary Neville, Richard Keys, Barton, Piers Morgan, Paul Ince, Michael Owen, and my ex-wife. No holding back there. I mean, yeah, look, Richard Keys, gobshite. I do have some respect for Joey Barton, though, from a point of view of I like the fact that he just speaks his mind. That's okay, I nominate Charlie and Connor in October to do the stream in your absence. Anybody's welcome. I mean, if Connor wanted to come on and do 3 nights worth of streaming, he's more than welcome to, but he won't because he's very busy. Do you realistically think the title will go to the last game? Sorry, I'm absolutely dreading if it does. It's too early to say. I mean, none of us know. I'd love it to go to the last game if we had a lead going into the last game. I mean, that would be fucking brilliant. I'd love that celebration on the last day. I'd love knowing that it's in our hands going into that last game. But of course, I mean, we all want it done earlier. It'd be great to get it done a couple of games out. I'm sure both sets of fans, City and Liverpool fans, are both like it done ahead of the last game. Fabinho's going to dominate Premier League midfield for the next 8 years. He is, mate. He's fucking brilliant, isn't he? He's so damn good. I love watching Fabinho. He's settled right in. I think Lovren is meant to be back from injury soon. He is. Kloppo was talking about him. He said... for him it makes sense at the moment that he's in another place to do what he has to do. It wouldn't have helped if he was here, so we'll try everything that's clear. And Kloppo was saying that it is touch and go whether he'll be available for the game. If every Liverpool fan was like you, then I'd rather you than City win the league, but that's not the case, said Prince Fresh. I think all clubs fans have dickheads, Prince. All of us. You guys do, we do, City does, Chelsea does, we all have arsehole fans. But what I don't understand is people that say, I don't want Liverpool to win the league because we'll never hear the end of it. That's a phrase in particular that annoys me because Don't any fans have a right to celebrate if they win the league? Did anybody say to Leicester, "Oh shit, I don't want Leicester to win the league because we'll never hit the end of it"? Because every time Leicester have played, you've heard their fans singing, and we won the league, and I'm fucking great for them. They've every right to celebrate that. We haven't won the league in 29 years. If we win the league this year, don't we have a right as a fan base to be over the moon about it? And don't we have a right to sing about it and be happy about it? We don't sing about other clubs. You go to Liverpool games, you never hear us singing about Manchester City. You never hear us singing about Chelsea. That's why I don't get the hate for us winning the league. From a United perspective, of course. From an Everton perspective, I absolutely understand why you don't want us to win the league. But other clubs' fans, I just think it's a massive disrespect that they begrudge Liverpool winning the league if they went on and done it. I just don't get it. Why would you rather City win the league than Liverpool? A classless club, a plastic club, a club who has been financially doping, a club that stuck two fingers up to every other club in the league in the way they've gone about business, a club that have allegedly lied about their transfer or their not their transfers, their sponsorship deals, a club that allegedly hid 30 million from UEFA when they went looking through their books. I don't get it at all. What have Liverpool done that's so egregious to other fans? Supported their own club. Like, that's it. I'm really, really baffled by this. Football Terrace actually posted. They barely post when United lose. The Football Terrace is a joke. Look, as I've said, I've never watched the Football Terrace. I've never seen any of it. But a lot of people on here tend to watch it and moan about it, and I don't get that. Why watch it if it's so shit? It's just an observation. Proud to announce that I'm blocked by the hairy ball bag Richard Keys on Twitter. That's an achievement, Charlene. Well in. That's definitely something to celebrate because he's a gobshite. United fans still go on about winning the league as well. I mean, yeah, and I don't begrudge them talking about it either. What are you supposed to say when you win the league? Oh well, let's all shake hands now. See you next season. It's 38 games, 9 or so months of blood and guts, of high moments, sad moments, screaming at referees, celebrating goals, bantering with other fans, buying shirts, travelling to games, watching games, giving up your time, commenting on them, being on YouTube. A lot of emotions, a lot of investment in the season from fans. Why should you not celebrate it? That's, again, I just don't understand. I'd have no problem if Spurs went and won the league this season ahead of Manchester City. In fact, I'd rather Spurs won it ahead of Manchester City. And I know a lot of Liverpool fans have said to me, but look, why would you want Spurs winning it before us? Because I don't want City winning it. That's why. Because at least I can look at Spurs and go, they did it the right way. They won it. They won it playing within the rules. They run it with a good manager. They run it with a small squad. And I couldn't begrudge them that win. It pissed me off they won it before Liverpool, but I couldn't begrudge them it. People are going to shit the bed when we do the double this season, said Anthony Peters. 12 subs to go, guys, so if you're watching there, please do hit that button. Just 12 to go. Chelsea and City fans in El Plastico were singing about Gerrard. Fuck them both. Oh, you should have seen some of the comments in the watch along I did after the stream finished, because they hadn't got the balls to come on when it was on. But some of the abuse I got in the thread afterwards was just priceless. Just the league will be fine, said Kev. We don't want the Champions League. I want Ramos at Anfield, said Shiny Ditto. I would love revenge over those fuckers. I really would. I mean, I despise that club. And not because of what last year's final. I just haven't liked Real Madrid for a very long time. You do know you're doing a good job on Instagram when your boss nicks your post. Yeah, I absolutely... I didn't do it. I didn't hide from it. Kev put up an absolute belter of a post on the Instagram page. It was Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain checking into Marbella with the guys. But he was looking back over his shoulder and looking downwards, and Kev had just happened to insert the Anfield Agenda logo there, and he said Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain checking in just as he notices the Anfield Agenda logo, and it looked brilliant, and I thought, I'm nicking that. I'm having that from Instagram and I'm putting that on Twitter. So brilliant post, Kev. Thank you, mate. Absolute belter. I can't stand all the club fan channels, all Instagram pages like Sport Bible or Be Warmers. In the summer there was post 7 in a row bantering United, and they said 7, now there's 7 big enough plastic. I don't watch any of them personally, mate. I just come on here, do my thing, talk to the people on here. I watch Joe Rogan. Sometimes I pop over and watch some of the stuff in the United Stand because, Mark intrigues me. Other than that, I don't watch anything on here really. Daz, of course, I used to watch his stuff, but yeah, I just be me. I don't rob anything off anyone except Kev on Instagram. I don't rob people's bits. I'm not false. What you see is me. We should buy Ramos for shooting practice. Oh, that's naughty. That's naughty, but I like it. Charlene said anyone who did follow us on Twitter, tag us in a tweet, and Charlene will make sure that she follows you back from the Anfield Agenda account. Liverpool versus Real Madrid for the Champions League final. Salah hat-trick and Ramos red card, yes please. The final's in Madrid as well, not in Real, not in the Santiago Bernabeu. It's in the Wanda Metropolitano, I think that's the name of the stadium, the new Atleti Stadium. Thank you, Ella. Thank you very much. 11 subs to go. I really hoped we were going to get there on tonight's stream, but look, if it isn't meant to be, we'll celebrate it another night. I've still got about 10 minutes left before I head off, so any more comments you want to go through, please put them in the chat. Have we hit 100 likes on the stream? I don't care about how many dislikes we have, that's irrelevant, but have we hit 100 likes on the stream? Can anybody fill me in on that one? Ramos coming back would be a perfect... I gave up hating and arguing in football years ago, too pointless, but this new generation of Liverpool haters is stirring up the old me, said Brian, and they won't like the old me. It's one of the reasons I left Twitter, mate. I mean, Twitter can be a marvellous place, full of creativity, wonderful points being made, beautiful stories, nice videos and pictures, but then it can be an absolute cesspit and the worst of human nature. And unfortunately, I was seeing too much of that, so I jumped ship, closed down my personal account and said I'm going to just live my life on YouTube instead. Madrid to Anfield will be lit. I really pray for Ramos having to enter Anfield. Karma be a bitch. Yeah, it would. It'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? They'd nearly just sign up some fella called Miko from down the docks at Liverpool and say, look pal, just go on there and do him in the first 2 minutes. Like, just go on, take the red card, just go on there and fucking stitch up Ramos. Go in there, full on, rock bottom, the people's elbow, and the whole lot, figure four leg lock, just go nuts. We only drew 2 games and apparently we've fallen off a cliff. I know, Graham, as I said last night, we've dropped 12 points in the last 10 games. We've dropped 7, excuse me. City have dropped 12, but we're the ones that are choking. I mean, when you put facts out, people find it hard to argue back, but who cares? Don't worry about it. We're all good. All good. 110 likes. Brilliant. Thank you to everyone that hit the like button. Really do appreciate that. Thank you. I'm a part of football Twitter, but there's so many cunts on there. Yeah, there are, Louis. There's some brilliant stuff on there as well. Some of the best posts I've seen have been from people in football Twitter, but as you said, there are some arseholes. Canadian Destroyer. I've never heard of that wrestling move, Martin. I need to educate myself on that one now. It's like they had to wait 4 months to have shite banter. Yeah, true. True. As I said, guys, tomorrow will be my last stream until Sunday, so just putting that out there in case anybody misses or anyone forgot. I won't be around Thursday, Friday and Saturday. I don't get why you all hate Ramos. It wasn't a foul. Honestly, mate, if you don't understand why anybody, Liverpool fans aside, dislikes Sergio Ramos, there's no point in me trying to explain it to you. You don't think that was a foul? Okay. What about the keeper? What about the fact that he elbowed a goalkeeper and the goalkeeper ended up with a concussion? Have you a point on that? I'm not sure if you remember that, but Google it and go back and have a look at it. He completely clocked the keeper on purpose. And again, no excuses from us. We lost the match, no sour grapes. I think he knew what he was doing with Salah. I respect the fact that you disagree, but look at the incident with Karius and tell me that that was okay. And you don't understand why we hate him. Craig, will we do the Manx next week and go unbeaten? Will be some ride. I'd love to just beat them next week. I mean, it would really pile the pressure back on the City if we went to Old Trafford and got a win. It really would. Yeah, the Karius elbow, absolutely. He came in and clocked him out of it. And it was missed by everybody. You need to read their Spiegel. Absolutely, Kev. Everybody should. I mean, get a subscription. Sergio Ramos is an absolute ball bag. He does that shit intentionally. He does. He knows what he's doing. He's the master of the dark arts. Ramos is previous for the same shite and has been at it several times since the UEFA Champions League final to John Hamilton. Remember that Griezmann video where he made two versions of? Apparently the production company that made those videos is owned by Gerard Piqué. How did that work? That is shitty, isn't it? So for people that don't know what we're talking about, last season, I'm sure you all remember that Griezmann was unsure whether he was going to stay at Atleti or he was going to join Barcelona. And he said that he's going to announce it on a specific date. So we went and recorded two videos. One video outside of Atleti's ground saying that he was staying, and one video saying that he was going to Barcelona. And the two videos were given to a media company, and they were only told a few hours beforehand which video to put out. What a shitface, honest to God, what an asshole. And Atleti fans looking at that guy, oh, I despise Griezmann for that if I was an Atleti fan. Ramos Ratatouille, I like that one. Ramos is a rat, said Paul Dunning. That guy Jack, how are you, pal? You always seem to pop in, mate, just right at the end, unfortunately. Ramos, 24 red cards, total scumbag. I'm just waiting for Prince to pop back in just in case. I don't want to leave without giving Prince a chance to reply if he is replying, so I'll hang off just to see. Pete Williams, Canadian Destroyer. Petey Williams, Canadian Destroyer. Nice. I'm definitely going to have a little Google of that, Martin. What else is there? I'm an Atleti fan too, as you know, said Charlene, which I do. I do indeed. And that's a wonderful new ground that they've got. Be lovely to go over there for Liverpool to get to a Champions League final. I can only imagine the talk with the missus if I had to just postpone the family holiday or push back the second one because the Reds got to a Champions League final. Although if the tickets were anywhere near as expensive as they were for last year's, I wouldn't entertain it because I paid enough to go to the two I went to. So, fuck the police. Prince, there you go. Yes, I know, but there are fouls that players get away with every game. He's a smart man. That's what he does. But the whole point here, buddy, was that you said you don't know why we hate him. I'm trying to explain why we hate him. Whether he got away with it, he got away with it. There's no doubt in that. I mean, no one's arguing that point, buddy. He definitely got away with it. And he is a smart man. I absolutely agree with you on that one as well. He's a shithouse, though. He really is. He's one of those shithouses, Prince. If he plays for you, you love him. You absolutely idolise him. Much like Suarez, much like Diego Costa, much like maybe Evra or whatever. But if you play against him, hate the guy. Do you honestly think Ramos would get lots of shit at Anfield? Abso-fucking-lutely. Oh, he'd get hammered. Come on, City, said Tom Matthews. I mean, yay, go City. It's going to be an interesting race, Tom. An interesting title race. I actually question whether Real Madrid find it safe to play him at Anfield. Oh, he'd play. Oh, he would fucking play. I guarantee you he'd play. He just doesn't give a fuck. That's one thing I will say about him. He wouldn't let it affect him. Ramos would definitely play. Now, he's not a coward. I'll say that about Sergio Ramos. He has a pair of balls. I'll give him that one. What else have we got? Reds are priority. Damn right. Has to be. Fabinho, centre back. Henderson, central defensive midfielder. That's probably, Connor, what the case would be, mate. Yeah, I think that's the safest bet to go with if Lovren isn't available. Ramos should play for Manchester City. He nearly signed for United. Well, they were talking about signing him and then he signed a new deal. So maybe he just used United as leverage to get a better deal. I don't know. I've booked a hotel in Madrid ages ago, just on pure instinct, but I'm abroad with the girls the week before, so it would mean flying straight there once we get back to London. Amazing though, Kev, wouldn't it? It'd be great. Kev, we should meet up at some point as well, buddy, by the way. Even if it involves us going over to the UK, I want to meet up with some more people and get more content and interview more people and get more people's opinions. So, yeah, we should definitely keep in touch on that one, Kev. Right, guys, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you to everyone again tonight. We need 11 more subscribers, though, to hit 8,500. So if you're watching this on playback later on, please do take a moment, hit that subscribe button. I'll be back tomorrow for my last stream until Sunday. So I hope you can all join me for that one. We'll have a little bit of fun. We'll We'll have a bit of a better look ahead to the Bayern game. We'll chat about what happens in the Champions League tomorrow night as well, because of course we've got a really interesting game between Spurs and Borussia Dortmund, and another intriguing game between Ajax and Real Madrid. So thank you everyone that came in tonight, everyone that commented, whether you're a United fan, a City fan, whatever club you're with. Thank you very much. To all the regulars, you know I love you. Appreciate your time every single night, guys. But I'll end as I always do. Look after your families. Tell your loved ones you love them. And up the motherfucking Reds.